Tracking mild conditions to wrap up the weekend, and we'll continue to follow that almost all of the week ahead. We're seeing this cold front that was with us for a lot of the weekend finally pushing south. It's cleared most of mid-Mo by the early morning hours. That will continue throughout the day, and especially north of I-70, continue to track the low 80s likely with our highs, but especially if you're heading out to the State Fair in Sedalia, topping out closer to the mid-80s. That's just as they had a bit of a warmer start closer to that cold front in the morning, but really anytime's good to go to get out today for the last day of the State Fair. But still, even as some clouds are blowing through behind that cold front, you can get sunburned in as little as half an hour while outside. So while out at the fair or really anywhere across the area, you need to have that sunscreen and make sure you're staying hydrated, as well as we're still just a tad cooler than we should be for summertime, and we'll even follow that into the start of the school year as well. Tomorrow morning, that first morning of school for some parts of mid-Mo, back into those mid to lower 60s. We've seen some of the upper 50s over the weekend. Could get a couple of those in the coolest areas to start off the school day, but really just continue to follow that same temperature trend back to the mid to low 80s each afternoon. Even into the middle parts of the week, we're not tracking too big of a warm-up, even behind some drier conditions. We're not going to see really any rainfall until next weekend, and that is allowing our pollen count to kick up a bit. Luckily, not going to track some blustery winds on top of that, so hopefully not too much of this pollen kicking up, but we will really see that again very high into the first week of school. So something to keep in mind as the kids are getting back out here, and we will still otherwise be very mild and nice to head outdoors as temperatures are in those mid 80s all week. We creep closer to that 90 mark by the second half of the work week, but likely some rain arriving next weekend, keeping us from reaching back to the 90s. We've not seen that for a lot of mid-Missouri for quite a while, and it is really right on trend here as we're seeing those temperatures finally starting to come down, especially as we get into these fall months. We will already supposed to be feeling like those 70s by the end of September, so certainly looking forward to that slope of those cooling temperatures on the way, but even nice conditions to enjoy here for the start of the school year.